So, this is the Week 5, 2024 NFL TV maps. The maps are released every Wednesday, and the Tuesday is when the announcers typically and the simulcast stations are released on the site. But Monday I found them earlier. They were leaked Monday night, Monday afternoon. The announcers were leaked for Week 5, Week 5 games. So, as you all know, there's the national broadcasts, where they are nationally, and where they'll be simulcast on in the immediate primary market of the teams areas. So we have CBS early with there are 4 teams to buy: Detroit, LA Chargers, Philadelphia, and Tennessee. And this is the earliest they're having buys. This year's Week 5. Some weeks they're having more. I think they're doing it so maybe they're spread out the buys so they have 1 week. It's like two games, 1 week has 1, so they're very limited, Maybe, I don't know. But, yeah. Whatever. But we have CBS early with Buffalo at Houston with Andy Davis. That's the featured game across the country. The majority of the country in Alaska and Hawaii. Baltimore at Cincinnati. It's going to be most of Minnesota, a little bit of Iowa and Illinois, all Wisconsin, Michigan, most of Michigan, a tiny little bit of Indiana, most of Ohio, most of Pennsylvania, most of Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, most of Kentucky, most of North and South Carolina, except for just a touch of North and South Carolina. And there's a little area of North Carolina that doesn't get a little area of Kentucky that doesn't get it. And then we got most of Georgia and most of Georgia, except for the southern part of Georgia and the northern part of Georgia a little bit, and Alabama. Same as Alabama, just touching the southeast of Alabama. And a touch in the north of Alabama. A little bit in the north of Alabama. Huntsville, Alabama area does not get the game. Does not get Baltimore, Cincinnati, most of Mississippi. About half, I would say about at least half of Louisiana, probably half of Louisiana, and a touch of Arkansas. And then for Indianapolis, Jacksonville, West Rhodes, and Atlanta, it's pretty much just Orlando, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, BC area, and Florida. We got a little bit of Alabama and Savannah, Georgia area that gets that. Mainly stations, they get Florida stations, in Georgia and Alabama. And the Savannah, Georgia area actually decided to pick it up on its own, too. Then we have the most of Indiana, the AEW area, and we have the SPR area in Illinois that actually said to pick up as well. Or picked up as well, I guess. And we have the CBS late window. Most of the country is going to see Green Bay Rams, and the same with Hawaii. They're going to see Green Bay Rams. But New York Giants at Seattle with Andrew Kelly, T-Bird, and Jason McCourty in Alaska. It's in Alaska and it's in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming. Well, not all of it, but some of it. Most of it, not all of Idaho, but just a little bit. Most of Idaho. There's just a tad of Idaho that gets Utah Station, my bad. So that's why they get Green Bay Rams. And of California probably gets an Oregon Station. And it's all New York, Vermont, of Connecticut, and then we got the New York City area, in New Jersey, and that's it for that one. And then the Fox single window is going to be interesting. Already, the Fox single window was because Kevin Burkhardt and somebody, the feature announcers, they are on the 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern single window game. Typically, that doesn't happen. Typically, if there's a single window, usually the feature announcers are on at the 1 Eastern slot. Typically, they're on at the 4 or 5 Eastern. So we have Cleveland at Washington. Let's go in order here. Let's start the early window. If you have an early window game, the featured early window game is going to be Cleveland at Washington. With Chase Money filling in for Joe Davis while he's off doing MLB baseball. And Greg Olson. So let's see Cleveland at Washington. So we have Cleveland at Washington is pretty much some of them. New York is getting that, like the Syracuse area, the New York City area, New Jersey, most of Pennsylvania, all of Maryland except for the Baltimore area, and the West Virginia, most of Virginia. Then we got a little bit of Kentucky, most of Ohio except for the Cincinnati area. And then we got the Dallas, Texas. We got the Baton Rouge area in Louisiana. And just that little tiny market. We got the Dallas, Texas primary market and secondary market. Probably looks like. And then a little Oklahoma. We got the Los Angeles area and the Washington, the Washington D.C. area, along with a little bit of Idaho, Oregon, and just a tad of, I want to say Montana area, right up top there. So, and then we have Carolina at Chicago, the second game in basically like the second game in their early window. Second best, I guess. I guess it's like the second best game in the early window. It was basically like kind of like a tie with like Las Vegas at Denver though, for fourth best game of the day. Like third best game of the day, I guess. Third best game, but the Fox has. But let's see. It is in North and South Dakota, a little bit of Nebraska, of Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, most of Illinois, some of Missouri, a little bit, most of Indiana, most of Michigan, a touch of Ohio that gets a Fort Wayne station, a little bit of Georgia, most of South Carolina, except for the Augusta area in Georgia. South Carolina gets that, a little bit of South Carolina people get that station, so they're not even in that game. Then it's North Carolina, a little bit of Virginia, and Tennessee, so. Then, basically an NFC North tier viewing area, as well as Indiana, and a little bit of Missouri, Iowa. I guess it's basically the NFC North viewing area, plus Indiana and a little bit of Missouri, plus a little bit of Georgia. North and South Carolina, mainly Charlie Panthers viewing work on Sundays. And we have Miami at New England with Chris Murray and Rick Sanchez. And Chris Murray is filling for Miami, but that game is a number 5 game of the weekday. As it is basically in Orlando, Fort Myers, West Palm Beach, Miami area, and in Florida. Not the Tampa Bay, not the Jacksonville area of Florida. I mean, the Jacksonville area makes sense, but not the Tampa Bay area. Because they're not playing a Sunday. They're not playing. So they played on Thursday, but Tampa is. That's all. But I mean, I guess see it because the featured game was two NFC teams. We have all Massachusetts, Maine, Vermont. You got New Hampshire. You got a little bit of New York. And you got Connecticut, Rhode Island, that area. And that's the only area that's from that game. You got Arizona, San Francisco, the featured national game with Kevin Burkhardt and some Arizona, San Francisco late. That's the 4 or 5 Eastern window. And they might overlap some of the 1 Eastern games. That's why it's considered late, though. With only 6 stations, we'll get the 1 Eastern games. And then they'll whip around to if the one game gets, if you're the game that's on here gets done early before the other 2 games in the early window on Fox, or Fox similar window are done. Now you whip around to them. And then they'll go to the post game show. And that's it. But the 4 or 5 Eastern window, they just have like whatever they were going to show afterwards, like sports coverage or others. Sometimes they show like other sports or like other things, or they leave up to stations decide. And then they'll show that first early, and then they'll show the NFL game. But we have Arizona and San Francisco League with Kemba Hurts-Sembry, and that's mostly in the Buffalo area, the Baltimore area. And then we have Buffalo, Rochester, New York, just a tiny bit Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland area. We got Cincinnati, Ohio area, most of Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, some of Florida, most of Louisiana, most Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Corpus Christi, Rio Grande Valley, and El Paso. We got Tennessee, we got Alabama, most of Mississippi, most of Arkansas, most of Oklahoma, such as Missouri and Illinois, and then we got most of the San Diego area, most of Arizona, which obviously makes sense. You got not all of Nevada, which is kind of surprising though. It's a good chunk of Nevada is going to get that game, which is kind of surprising. Nevada is the whole state of Nevada is like Las Vegas out of Denver, and then you got Utah. It's a good chunk of Idaho, Wyoming, and then you got Wyoming and Montana, some of it, not all of it. And then you got Oregon, most of California. And then you got Las Vegas to Denver, like with concluding around, so it's in the Eugene, Oregon areas. Eugene, Oregon, there's a little bit east of the Boise, but a little bit. Boise Tea Market is kind of it. You got Las Vegas area, and like there's secondary market for Las Vegas area. You got some of North and South Dakota, most of Nebraska, most of Kansas, but just a tad. There's a little bit of that Amarillo, I believe that's Tea Market, that goes in Texas and sends into either that or maybe like a Denver, New Mexico, maybe like Four Corners Tea Market area that reaches like part of like the Four Corners, and like part of Denver, some maybe like a little bit of a Denver station, a little bit of Mexico, maybe some Kansas station that goes in like that part of Oklahoma that gets Las Vegas, Denver area, or maybe a Texas station, the Anaheim area station. It goes into parts of Oklahoma. That's why parts of Oklahoma get Las Vegas, Denver game. And then, well, some of, not all of Missouri, some of Missouri will get the game. And that makes sense because it is an NFC or AFC West game. Kansas City, Missouri is part. Kansas City, Missouri is part of the AFC West market. That makes sense. So for that one, and then yeah, you got some of um, Wyoming, Montana. Like I said, I've never most of New Mexico, except for a little bit. Like it's El Paso station. Some of South North Dakota. Most of, like I said, Nebraska. Most of Kansas, except for just 10 years, they got Steelers in San Francisco. Most, not all of it, but probably half of Missouri. And that is it for the in the Foxing window. Alaska gets is going to show the Las Vegas at Denver game, and Hawaii is going to show the Arizona at San Francisco game late. Typically, Alaska and Hawaii might have show whatever California is showing. Like Los Angeles, say area in California is showing, or majority of California is showing. And then I know like for Alaska it's usually what the Seattle, Washington area is showing. Like based off there. Usually, but not always, because it would be Cleveland, Washington, but not in this case. It's Las Vegas, Denver.